This lecture series going to be about Python and vibe coding for daily use with AI. This is a beginner version. If you don't know much about Python or how you use AI to get hang of Python, this course is for you. I'm going to use everything online. You just need internet and access to what we are discussing here, and some of the all pretty much a free version of what we need and all the software packages. Usually what people do is like install something or a kind of software that they can run Python. But what we want to do is we want to teach the simplest possible way. So let's just try, as we do in our previous courses, practice. So just go to collab.google. So don't worry about it. We will use these kind of tools a lot so that you'll learn what they are, but just give you a brief understanding of what's going on. You can see when you go there is a research, like a website from Google. So you can have open collab and you can have new notebook. All right. So what means when you click on them, for instance, the new when you open the notebooks, you'll see quite a lot like any other software. You can have everything is like a notebook, they call it. So you have a kind of a file that you can write on it your code and then you run it as you go. Everything online, no other software needed, and you can easily manipulate it or edit. For instance, here you can see this is the whole thing that you need to write the codes and get answer with Python. So simply you first connect to a virtual machine, and then each one of these, what you can see is like a cell, they call it, is where you type your code, and it says a start code. So for instance, say print 3 and then press here. You can even press here as like you can look like a play run cell, or you can actually be there and press Control Enter, which does the same thing. As you can see, if you hold on, you'll see that Control Enter executes it, right? And then you see the results is right there. Or if you want to say right, like your name. Oh, you see that something wrong here happens, there's an error, and it tell you why, because the name is not defined. So what you can learn here is that names or type of strings that we use, we need to have them in sort of basically quotation type, right? So then you see the name, all right? I'll say other names. You can add any other names here, all right? And you can see there's nothing in between, and then you can add something else, right? So let's say space and then plus, and then you can see. Anyway, so it's as simple as that. You do it, and how to add next one, next cell, for instance, you can add it on top or below. You just hover on that. Here you can see there are two options. One is code. One is text. The text, you can double click on it, and then you have all these options here, or you can just start typing and usually start with, let's say, hash. Just give it a title type of thing, say a why coding, and then you can see the results is here, and click somewhere else, and you can see everything else in below would be on, like you can easily get what you call it, expand, so the different sections or put them all together. And then you can have another one here, say below here, for instance, you get another one by coding 2 or 3, and then add another code, print, say 00, right? And then you can actually put them all together. So it's very simple to use it. This is the usage, and the generative AI will talk about this as we go. But let's just go quickly through the different options that you have, like the file. It's like any kind of software. You can look at your drive, the files, and open the playground. Just try to start playing. You can learn a lot about them. Or saving your drive or GitHub if you're interested. You can edit as we showed here. You can view different things like a table of content as you can see here. And there are different options here. You can search or you can basically code a snippet you can get, different types of things, snippet code that Google has provided, or even you can have some secrets like API type of things here. Don't worry about it. We'll talk if we talk about the advanced version and the files. You can drag and drop files here, or there are some files just already in your Google Drive. You can find them all. Yeah. So you can see we talked about whatever is here. You usually find them on these menus as well, like code cell, text cell. You remember runtime. These are some of the maybe a little bit of advanced, more advanced one. Saying this is more less what usually people do, changing the runtime. Different types of compiler like a Python or Julia, different types of hardware. You can even buy more. You can just go there and buy extra. This is what we do basically, or free version, but you can, if you need more computational power, you can buy other things. Again, don't worry about it. We just use the free version just for learning purposes. The other ones are like you run everything, run before a section or interrupt it. So just try to use them and it doesn't really matter. It won't change much, in terms of you can't really break this system. And the tools, the command, you can search if you can basically know the things and say you add a comment, you see that you can basically add comment here and there. And where was I? Like here, all different types of settings that you had for just general purpose of the whole notebook that you have. You notice that everything here we call it notebook, so you can save this as a new notebook, for instance, and save it or download it. It's like an IPython notebook they call it, or just a Python file. Okay, and then the keyboard shortcuts. There's a lot of shortcuts here. You can learn about them and different basically notebooks, the differences, and you can compare them and things like that. And the help is as usual, like some of the questions and release note, etc. Well, I would suggest just try to familiarize yourself what it is, and you can even click here and see what these things mean. View the resources and how these are being used. You don't need to learn all these details, but you can play around, or you can actually mirror cell in the tab, or delete it, or add here a comment as we did, or copy to this cell, for instance, get the link, or moving down and up and down these parts. You can actually select or copy and cut the cell, and there's a generation AI. You can type your question or any points, or you want to get a code here. All right. So like, give me a print idea in Python. So it just generated it. You can see quickly for me, and then print wipe coding is fun. Wipe coding is fun, right? It is actually fun. So we actually showed the open one and the new notebook. The new notebook would be quite. This is the other one, like a comparison one that I share. When you open notebook, you can see other things like the examples from yourself or the Google already, the recent one that you have been using, the Google Drive, your own Google Drive that you're connected, your GitHub, you can connect it here, or just upload and drag and drop. So I guess this is good enough for the first session. Familiarize yourself with this. It's going to use Colab, as we call it, Google Colab, a lot in this course, and you're going to learn a lot of Python and wipe coding. All the very best. See you in the next lecture.